Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry if it's a little bit loud outside, it's just a little bit rainy, so unfortunately I can't cut that sound out of the video. But today's video is going to be on which heroes to invest in. I'm going to do just a couple episodes on this before I go back to showing some playing videos. So this one is going to be about which heroes you want to invest in for the front line. And in case you're wondering what website this is, heroeschargeinfo.com. A really good website if you want to just learn a lot more about Heroes Charge. It gives a lot of detailed stats and everything you pretty much like to know. So, this rates heroes for you, but I have my own personal preferences, so I'll just go over those heroes first. Let me get that out of the way. Alright, so for front heroes, that's what we're going over today. It kind of depends on damage hero or not, but overall rating, number 1, in my opinion, is this guy, Rose Fencer. Just because of his ultimate skill is just so good, and because he has an energy stealing skill as well, he just is extremely good. They don't actually have a skills list, so I can just tell them to you. I just remember the ultimate skill deals a lot of damage to all enemies and stuns them. It keeps them charmed and not acting for a very long time, even longer for female heroes. His green skill, Rose Print, steals energy and from an enemy hero, and he takes it into his own energy. Sorry guys, I forget his purple and blue skills. I don't know why it's not listed here. Sorry about that. But he's an extremely good hero. Good at control. He has a very low health, though. That's the only issue with him. That's how you can counter him. Second best, I'd go with Turtle Fighter. He is a hero who he casts his green skill right after he does one attack, and he rolls through all enemies, stunning them and dealing a decent amount of damage. And while he's in the back, he's good because his armor gets enhanced by his blue skill, and he reflects part of the damage. And he has a very high dodge rate as well, so even if he doesn't get hit very much by their physical attacks, and even if he is, he'll bounce part of it back. So he's extremely good at tanking. And also by going to the back, if there's an enemy who has an AoE skill, which is going to attack all of your enemies, it'll only cast it on him. The only problem is if he rolls back, then it still attacks all your heroes, but he does keep them occupied for a while. Also, his ultimate skill stops them from casting any skills and it decreases their armor by a lot, 500, so all physical damage dealt to them is going to be increased by a lot. Third is Commander. She used to be a Magic Zone hero, now she's a 1-star hero that you actually start with on the new servers. So, she's good because her legendary skill increases the health of all female heroes, which people use in a lot of combos with heroes with really low health who deal damage, like Hidden Needle and stuff like that. But she's just really good because she has amazing stats, she's really tanky, her ultimate skill deals a lot of damage, and it moves the target back, and it's a pretty much instant cast. So, if they're in the middle of casting a skill, she can just cast it, interrupt it, and deal a lot of damage. Her blue skill is also good. It is just a pretty solid heal, and it increases their lifesteal rate, so it's like a heal and then plus a bonus amount that they can get back, bonus amount of life. Her purple skill is good because she runs through all of the enemies and stuns them, so it's good for control. People sometimes use that in teams with people like Manipulator and Lightbringer, because if you can get the timing right, she'll stun them, then Manipulator will stop them from using their ultimates and stun them, and then Lightbringer will also keep them occupied for a long time and unable to act. And then her green skill is not very good. It deals damage to all enemies, but it's a low amount of damage. For number 4, tough call here. I'd actually go with Ember Blade. People have been saying that he's not as good in red. I disagree. I still use him in the arena at red. Mostly just because his purple skill is insane. It deals a lot of damage to all enemy heroes, and since his lifesteal is so high, it pretty much heals him, all the way up to full health. Well, not all the way if he's, pretty much dead, but it'll heal him back half of his health, which is amazing. His ultimate skill his ultimate skill deals, no damage, but what it does is, if Ember Blade's about to die, instead of taking the deadly blow, he instead, teleports all those remnants, and then immediately casts his purple skill. So, it's like a free cast of his purple skill, and it saves his life. Flame Chains are good just because they stop enemies from acting. Flame Shield is good just in case they're using Death Mage, who I find is a very good hero. So it'll block the magic damage from that. Another front hero. Fallen Dominion is a very good hero. I'll just go over him. I just think he doesn't get as good in the red gear. He's not as solid. But basically, he can use his ultimate half health, half energy, which is extremely good because you don't have to wait a long time to cast it. And then it increases his physical attack power by like a massive amount, and he's just dealing tons of damage back there. He also moves back into the middle line, and he's just dealing tons of damage sniping from back there. Mirror Image is weak. It only summons one clone. It's pretty bad. Life Force Steal is good. It locks onto the target, and I've never seen him cast a skill while that's on them. I don't know if that's actually an effect of the skill or not. And it gets back a lot of his health. That's his only magical skill. And then Devil's Blood is good because it just increases his health. It increases his health by a lot. So he can tank in the front line. He actually has one of the highest healths then. So that's 5. We move on to 6. Arcane Sapper. This is a hero who will teleport into the enemy line using his green skill, and just be attacking into their middle line with a very high dodge rate, which will make him hard to hit, and it'll keep him alive for a little bit. And he doesn't sound like much, but he's got a low health, but extremely high dodge. So against physical teams, he's amazing. And he's just back there, distracting them. He could do the same thing as Turtle Fighter, make them turn around, and he'll just stop them from dealing as much damage as they would. Deathbringer, number 7. So his ultimate skill stops an enemy from casting any skill, which is great. His middle 2 skills both are terrible. Oh wait, actually no, that's not. Yeah, the middle 2 are both bad. They just don't deal that much damage. But again, his ultimate's really good. Devour also is a good way to counter Cloudwalker and Fallen Dominion. It'll eat up their clones. And I actually have never seen Deathbringer's not as widely used anymore, but he may suck in that clone. He's also a good counter for Ghost Knight. If Ghost Knight's here, I'll show you him as well, because he's a very good hero. Might not be here, which is a shame. Oh, they haven't rated them yet. Okay, so, Ghost Knight. Yeah, I'll stick him at number 8. He's a good hero. Ghost Knight. So, his ultimate skill. They don't know the skill. Okay, so his ultimate skill. It sucks. I actually don't know his skills well enough to tell you this, because I'm not a VIP. I don't know his actual skills. But his ultimate skill creates a opening in the ground, and then all enemies get sucked toward it, and they get stunned as well. And it's a great way to group them all in one place if you've got someone who deals, moderate area AoE damage, because then it'll do damage to all of those enemies. And his purple skill also, whenever an enemy is killed by anybody, he will summon a clone of himself, which is good just for wasting one-shot ultimates and all that kind of stuff. And he's got some good stats as well. That might be the only frontline heroes I think you have to invest in. Bear Warrior, he's good for raids, but I don't really think he's worth upgrading for anything besides that. Oh, Cross Knight, yes, he'll be the last one I do. Very, very, very good tank. Shielded just reduces damage by 90%, it's insane. Bash deals 10,000 damage with one hit, and with a crit 20,000, that can take out people of really low health, even at the highest of levels. So he doesn't really deal any damage besides his green skill, but that's fine, because he's just a huge tank. As you can see by his purple skill, Absolute Defense, it reduces his attack damage, because that's not what you care about for him, but he reduces incoming damage as well. And when he has that on with his ultimate skill, he's takes almost 0 damage. And then Battle Shout is good, just because it stops all enemies from casting skills, and they have to attack him, which is great, also if you have Sapper, because they're going to attack Cross Knight, Sapper's in the middle, and then they go back to Sapper once that skill effect takes off, but they have to run to Sapper, and by that time it's too late. He's already killed them. So that's all for this front hero video. I'll do a middle hero one tomorrow, if I can, and then a backline hero on Saturday. So, if you like this, subscribe, drop a like, or just watch some of my other videos. In the comments, put down videos you want me to do or suggestions for further videos. I'll see you guys around.